Rebonjour mesdames et messieurs et bienvenue au rendez-vous de midi de la Commission européenne ce 4 octobre 2012. Si vous venez de nous rejoindre maintenant, suite au briefing technique que nous venons d'avoir sur les stress tests des centrales nucléaires européennes, sachez qu'il y aura une occasion, bien entendu, d'avoir la présentation politique de ces stress tests par notre commissaire, excusez-moi, Oettinger, qui sera ici avec nous à 12h30, donc effectivement pour vous présenter notre rapport et nos conclusions dont vous venez d'avoir une occasion d'aller plus loin en détail avec nos experts et Marlene. Mais donc, le commissaire Oettinger ici, 12h30 pour sa conférence de presse sur les stress tests des centrales nucléaires européennes. Je voudrais aussi juste attirer votre attention sur quelques événements prévus pour demain, vendredi. Il y aura la possibilité pour suivre sur EBS une conférence de presse avec le président Barroso et le Premier ministre Fico de la République slovaque. Ceci à l'occasion de la rencontre du groupe des Amis de la Cohésion, la deuxième conférence de haut niveau qui aura lieu à Bratislava demain. Ce groupe des Amis de la Cohésion a tenu sa première réunion de haut niveau l'an dernier à Varsovie. Il est composé de 14 États membres et a pour objectif de souligner l'importance de la politique de cohésion de l'Union européenne comme outil d'investissement principal pour soutenir la convergence et la compétitivité dans l'Union. Et je profite pour vous signaler que le président partira ensuite à Malte, où il participera au sommet du dialogue méditerranéen de l'Ouest vendredi et samedi 5 et 6 octobre. Et le samedi, il aura également une rencontre bilatérale avec le Premier ministre Gonzi. Et pour rappel, ce sommet dialogue en Méditerranée orientale, aussi appelé 5+5, est la première depuis 2003. Ce processus 5+5 est un processus un forum de dialogue informel dans la Méditerranée occidentale, qui est composé de 5 pays européens, la France, l'Italie, Malte, le Portugal et l'Espagne, et 5 pays du Maghreb. Il s'agit de l'Algérie, la Libye, la Mauritanie, le Maroc et la Tunisie. Et cette initiative a été lancée à Rome le 10 octobre 1990 ou 90. Et donc, à cette occasion, les 10 pays ont indiqué que la sécurité est un concept global et indivisible et que sur cette base, le processus 5+5 vise à aborder toutes les questions susceptibles d'être pertinentes pour la sécurité de ses membres. Juste pour rappel et parlant de sécurité, je vais demander à Michael Mann de venir vous faire une déclaration concernant la Syrie et la Turquie. Michael.
Yes, thanks very much, Pia. I'd just like to read out for your benefit the statement that we issued a few minutes ago following the shelling of the Turkish town of Acakale on behalf of Catherine Ashton, the High Representative. I strongly condemn yesterday's shelling by Syrian forces of the Turkish border town of Acakale, which killed 5 and injured many more civilians. I'm in contact with the Turkish Foreign Minister Ahmet Davutoglu to express our solidarity and our condolences to the families and to the victims of the victims and to the Turkish people. Yesterday's incident illustrates clearly the tragic spillover effects of the Syrian crisis in neighbouring countries. I once again urge the Syrian authorities to put an immediate end to the violence and fully respect the territorial integrity and sovereignty of all neighbouring countries. Such violations of Turkey's sovereignty cannot be tolerated. I call for restraint from all sides and will continue to follow the situation extremely closely.
Thank you very much, Michael. questions. Go ahead. DPA first.
Hi, Michael. Alexandra Mayer-Hodel with the German press agency DPA. One thing this statement doesn't touch upon is the actions of Turkey after that shelling, including the talks at NATO yesterday and the debate in Parliament today. What does the EU think of this, and how concerned are you about conflict now breaking out in the area? Thank you.
As I said in the statement I just read out, we continue to urge restraint by all parties. A further escalation is clearly not helpful and not welcome, and it's of the utmost priority that the violence stops now. As we've said on many occasions before, any further militarization of the conflict will bring enormous suffering to the people of Syria and potentially to neighboring countries. And of course, you know, the contacts that we have continue. The High Representative is going to talk with Mr. Davutoglu in the next few minutes, I think. And of course, we will be discussing Syria, among other places, at the Foreign Affairs Council on the 15th of October.
Thank you very much. Then it was Marco Satterlin.
And possibly the colleague was referring to the fact that there is an express condemnation of the Syrians, but not such a thing for the Turks. It's obvious the difference in your statement. But having said that, don't you think that one of the cause of the tensions in the region is the huge delay in the negotiation for Turkey to join the European Union? Don't you think that it should be time to speed up the talks with Turkey in order to have a more balanced and peaceful atmosphere in the region? Thank you.
Thanks, Marco. On your first point, I mean, I think I've said what I can say. And on your second point, frankly, I don't really see any connection, and I don't have anything to contribute, I'm afraid.
Michael, étant donné la situation qui se dégrade là-bas et le risque d'une sortie massive des Syriens vers des pays limitrophes, est-ce que vous avez des plans? Est-ce que vous discutez ici comment vous allez intervenir pour soulager un peu tous les pays limitrophes qui risquent d'avoir une entrée massive des Syriens?
Merci, Nikos. Nous avons dit à plusieurs reprises que nous sommes très inquiets de la situation et que nous continuons à travailler avec nos partenaires internationaux. Ce qui est important, c'est que le Conseil de sécurité peut avoir un accord sur comment progresser la situation en Syrie. Notre ligne est très claire que le régime d'Assad doit partir et qu'il doit y avoir une transition vers la démocratie totalement inclusive dans le pays. Nous avons en même temps, bien sûr, payé des montants très importants pour aider la situation humanitaire et en Syrie et dans les pays voisins. Je peux te donner des détails en bilatéral si tu veux.
Ok, merci Michael. Est-ce qu'il y a d'autres questions par rapport à la déclaration que Michael vient de faire de la part de la haute représentante et vice-présidente Ashton? Non, cela n'a pas l'air d'être le cas. Alors je vous passe la parole pour d'autres questions que vous voudriez soulever avec nous, éventuellement toujours en relations extérieures et sinon sur d'autres sujets. Donc d'autres sujets de relations extérieures? Non, ça n'a pas l'air d'être le cas. Merci Michael. Georgi.
Question on Cyprus bailout. It appears that the president of Cyprus, Mr. Christofias, has rejected the proposed bailout on behalf of the Troika, and it appears that he rejects it on ideologic grounds, sort of, because he doesn't like the ideas for privatization, or he rejects the proposals for cuts to social programs. So basically my question is if the Commission has something to say at this stage.
Olivier has our position.
Thank you for the question. Indeed, we saw the comments made by President Christofias yesterday. Well, I understand that you have your own reading of this statement. The way we see it is quite different. As Mr. Christofias, in the same statement, also said that he's not against the financial assistance process. That discussion is still going on, and he also announced that his finance minister will send comments to the Commission non-papers that is at this stage the basis of the discussion. So for us, this is actually good news. The discussion continues, and we look forward to receiving the comments from the Cypriot authorities as soon as possible.
Okay, thank you very much, Olivier. Other questions on other issues? Please.
It's for Mark Gray. Regarding the meeting today between Catherine Day and the Romanian Justice Minister. And I would like to know what is the agenda. And Mark, is Catherine Day going to voice again the criticism regarding the procedure for nomination the chief prosecutor in Romania and the new head of the DNA? I mean, is Catherine Day waiting today for any clarifications? Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I should perhaps start by saying that the Justice Minister of Romania met this morning with Vice President Reding for a first exchange of views, and indeed, as you indicate, the Minister will meet this afternoon with the Secretary-General, Catherine Day. I'm not going to preempt the meeting this afternoon. I think it would be inappropriate to do so. I think on the issue that you raise, and just for others, what does this really concern? It's about the nomination process for the Chief Prosecutor and the Prosecutor of the National Anti-Corruption Directorate. This is very much a follow-up on the commitments that were made by the Romanian authorities, by Prime Minister Ponta in his meeting with President Barroso. I think for the Commission, we've been very clear that for us the key is that this nomination process is conducted in a fair and transparent way, and that means a transparent way throughout the process. There has been correspondence with the Romanian authorities. I think the Commission has set out its position in some detail. We now wait for the Justice Minister to set out the changes that she is making to the process. Let's wait for the meeting, and then we will make our assessment after the meeting.
Thank you, Marc. D'autres questions sur d'autres sujets encore, avant la conférence de presse du commissaire Oettinger?
Une question pour Peter. Est-ce qu'il y a une réaction du commissaire Füle à l'interdiction de la Gay Pride en Serbie ce week-end?
Merci pour la question. Je vais répondre en anglais parce que j'ai l'opinion des commissaires d'anglais, not so en anglais. The commissioner has taken note with regret of the decision of the Serbian authorities to ban the Belgrade 2012 Pride Parade, because this is for the second year in a row already on the security grounds. Commissioner has been closely following this issue over the past days, in contact with our delegation in Belgrade, with the members of European Parliament, and also with the High Representative Vice President Catherine Ashton. The European Commission is strongly attached to the values enshrined in the EU treaties and Fundamental Rights Charter, especially when it comes to the respect of the human rights, fundamental freedoms, including the freedom of assembly, freedom of expression, and non-discrimination on the basis of gender, racial or ethnic origins, religion or belief, sexual orientation, disability and age. As Commissioner responsible for enlargement, Stefan Füle is particularly committed to seek from candidate countries that they fully embrace these values I just outlined, because that are amongst the core foundations on which the European Union project is built. Commissioner strongly condemns the intimidations and threats from extremist organizations in Serbia directed against the organizers of the parade, and he regrets that those threats have been assessed serious enough to justify a ban of the parade on security grounds. Commissioner expects the Serbian authorities to investigate such threats and bring the perpetrators to justice. Commissioner particularly calls on Serbian authorities to ensure that the rights to freedom of assembly and expression are fully respected and that any future peaceful gathering is allowed to take place. The Commission will continue to support and encourage measures towards further building a climate conducive to the full implementation of human rights standards in candidate and potential candidate countries, including open and constructive debates about the recognition and protection of the rights of the lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender persons, as well as minorities in general.
Thank you very much. Any follow-ups to this? Yes, Georgi?
Yes, but on the same issue, as you said, it's not the first time that Serbia bans gay pride. In the meantime, Serbia has received candidate status, but it is still unable to start accession negotiations. Would it be simplistic to say that Serbia wants to start accession negotiations until they ban the gay prides?
Well, I'm not going to make this implication you did. We are in the process of working with Serbia. Serbia, as you said, was granted candidate status in March. In a few days' time, next Wednesday, the Commission will adopt and publish the progress reports of the countries in the accession process, among them also assessment on how Serbia is doing, and I think all the questions will be answered in this report.
Thank you, Peter. Questions on other issues? D'autres questions sur d'autres sujets en attendant la conférence de presse du commissaire Oettinger sur les stress tests nucléaires? Je n'en vois pas, donc je vous invite à patienter quelques minutes et le commissaire Oettinger va se rendre ici en salle de presse pour vous parler des stress tests nucléaires. Merci beaucoup.